Looking for the coins to build that God Squad you've dreamed about? Look no further than my coin sponsor, Mutt Coins Express. Find him on Twitter at Mutt Coins Express. Use code ROBO for 10% off at checkout.
Okay, let's try something different.
Hey there, Madden students. Pull up a seat. Class is in session. RoboTeach here, and we're sitting alongside Taco 2 Kids, ready to talk about Madden 21. A few things we want to go over today is we're going to talk about MVP. We're all MVPs, but if you spent the extra money, you're an actual Madden MVP. Both of us will be a part of that group. So we are going to be talking about the 17 team gold packs that you'll be receiving. And some of the things that we think maybe the direction you want to go in what you want to choose. So that being said, Taco, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Robo, thank you for having me. Appreciate that. I am just super excited to chat a little bit about Madden 21, excited to let go of Madden 20, and kind of like you said is, discuss kind of maybe the route that someone like you and myself may be going, as opposed to maybe, some of the other content creators, what to do early on, some of our kind of guessing, I would say, because, we don't really know what to expect. We saw the stream yesterday, and so, fingers crossed, we go from there and kind of, I'm just hyped. I'm hyped right now. You can't see it because I'm sitting down, but I am hyped.
No, I couldn't agree more. There was at one point where I thought to myself, I don't think I'm getting Madden 21. And then I said, who are you kidding? You get Madden every year. So here I am sitting where it feels like Christmas morning, where tomorrow's a chance that Santa Claus could come. But we don't know. So we're going to play the waiting game.
I pre-ordered it 3 days ago, Teach.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it
I've never waited that
ago.
long. I've never waited that long.
Hey, man, you got to decide whether or not you're going to pull the trigger, and once that trigger's pulled, you're ready for Madden 21, just like the rest of us. So, that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at Mudhead, and we have decided we want to talk about speed. Speed is what kills, CFM especially, but even in just weekend league, we know that speed kills. So we'll go ahead and share the screen here real quick, and let's take a look at Mudhead here.
And early on, Teach, when there's not a lot of abilities, training is at an all-time high as far as value goes. It's really essential to find these little kind of diamonds in the rough, so to speak, that aren't going to cost you as much. I mean, you're going to start seeing a ton of videos about budget beast, right? So we kind of want to attack that head on and kind of like you said with speed. And the great thing about Mudhead, it allows you to break it down by any certain attribute. And so what we've done here is broken it down by speed. And this is the entire, entire roster of all the players that are available right now, starting from, I don't know, what did you filter this one at?
This is speed, and that was all. We did leave the minimum at 86 with no maximum. And as you can see, just taking a look.
So these are all 86
and above.
Speed and above, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. There's 5 pages worth, and there's your world famous Troy Apke.
Troy Apke.
Everybody knows he's a budget. Now here's the thing, though, is the word got out though. Last year's MCS early on in the year ruined Troy Apke for those of us that knew that he was a budget god. So. That being said, I did see his price spike ridiculous last year. I think what was he, like a 66 or 68 overall, and at one point I think I saw his card going for like 150K. So
without a doubt, especially when the salary cap and those are going on, it's really crucial to find these budget beasts now. Especially if you're trying to make coin later on. So a couple, which is something else we'll address, is kind of as far as opening packs are concerned, do you want to make coin or are you looking for players? So
right. So that being said, let's look at the first name on the board. It's a name that is new to Madden this year, a rookie out of the gate, and there's a reason that they made him the rookie premier master. So what do you think about that card, Taco?
I'm pretty excited, mainly because he is a strong safety. He was a outside linebacker in 20 with his rookie, what were they, a rookie just the draft card, right?
Correct.
And so, which was a great card. Unfortunately, he could not really stop the run. He was kind of like a piece of paper when he would cover the middle and someone would try to run up on him.
Yeah.
But this is exciting because he's tall, he's fast, and he's going to have coverage skills. So, imagine a Pat Tillman last year, which, we were all building up very early as the master. Now we have a guy who's probably going to be faster, and he's definitely taller, right? So I think there's a lot of potential for him as the year goes on, and this overall goes up to 99.
Yeah, so it's funny you said that, because the first thing that went through my mind when I saw this card was Pat Tillman. Starting off the year early in MUT and being able to have that strong safety. I do user the safeties a lot. So to see that I'm going to have the opportunity to have an Isaiah Simmons with a 90 speed day one is exciting for anybody that plays MUT, but especially those of us that user the safeties more than the linebackers. So
and also from what we saw in the beta and a lot of the feedback that we got, which is this is going to be more of a passing type of game as opposed to Madden 20, which means you are going to need defensive speed. And that's why it's funny if you look at this list, how many defensive players are in those top 10 fastest players in the game.
I couldn't agree more. That was something we had mentioned while we were looking at this off the air. It's the fact that the defense, if you're not a wide receiver, the defense just dominates this list. And everyone, I know people were saying the beta that the user felt slow, but I'm telling you right now, that's something 2 weeks from now we're not going to be talking about.
None of these players were in the beta, right?
Right.
I mean, maybe Marquise Brown was and Tyreek Hill, but outside of that, you couldn't be any of these other guys.
Right. So I look for the whole speed to be the number one thing to go right out the gate, just like every other year. So. Yep. Let's take a look at everyone's dream. I've seen this name all over the place, and that's Tyreek Hill. What are your thoughts on Tyreek? Getting him on day one.
He's just a burner. What's his catch at? 82.
82.
82. I mean, which is kind of on par with what they've been giving him. What's his deep route release? 87.
Yes.
I mean, he's going to be he's going to be your post. He's going to be your streak. And he's going to be your drag. I mean, he's pretty much going to be able to do it all early on.
Right.
The key is being a good user to stop that and knowing and being able to read what he's going to do. Because if you make the wrong read early and he hits you deep, I mean, there's going to be no catching him.
No, and I think that's where the new feature coming in on defense, where you're able to change your coverage on the fly. And get those your DBs to hit the deep third, that might try and combat Tyreek Hill over the top, but it's still going to happen.
Well, so go down to so his speed is a what? What was his speed?
They got him at a 90 speed, and his Excel is not on here. And then we'll go.
It's funny because I thought Ruggs was all right. So he's 89. These are a bunch of 89s. Right. So there's a lot of 89s right there as far as wide receivers are concerned. So there's probably not a lot of difference. So it's really looking at their catching stats, because a lot of these speedsters can't catch, right? It's always been a low catch rate. So we'll go through those real quick. So Tyreek was what, an 82?
Well, he was an 82, but then you take a look at Ruggs, and man, did they do him dirty? He's a 70 catch.
70, right?
70 catch. You feel like you got a guy that's taken in the first round that's going to jump right into the starting lineup, and you mean to tell me that because he's a rookie, he only gets a 70 catch? I don't understand, the logic behind that.
Look, as a Raider fan, I'll tell you this. I mean, these rookies have a tough time adjusting, especially wide receivers and speedsters. But yeah, it doesn't give you a lot of opportunity and a lot of room for growth to get up to somewhere in the mid 80s. It's going to take several upgraded cards for him to ever get there.
I agree, and that's the other thing too. Is I saw that Mutt Leaks had put out the list of power ups, and I didn't look to see if he gets one from the gate or not.
I did not see that. Yeah.
But who will is Hollywood Brown, and his 89 speed is immediately a 90. But look at this, Hollywood gets a 71 catch. Like it's making.
And he's 5'9". And
right.
He's 5'9". So unless you're doing jet sweeps or you're running quick bubble screens or things like that. It's going to be tough to really take advantage because, look, Isaiah Simmons is 6'4".
Right. Well, that's what I talked to, or I was watching Gut Fox's stream today, and he was going through the playbooks, and he said that that the Chargers playbook may be glitchy this year because out of trips they have a end around. And that's where you get guys like this, like the Marquise Browns and the Tyreeks, and sneak them with that end around. And on day one, you're going to get an outside linebacker that might have, 84 speed, if you're lucky. So I think the end around is going to be huge. I think the speed is going to be huge. And until you get into, the second or third quarter of this game, it's going to be speed kills, and then eventually, they kind of just run out of things to do, and everyone ends up with a 95, 96 speed. So
the thing is also with the ability points this year,
right?
We don't know quite how this is going to work out, but I'm guessing if you're not using X factors and you're using more of the what are the passive abilities? Is that what they were calling them? Where it's like, okay, maybe can I get more than 3, because you can get 3 X factors, but
Right.
Can you get more if I only go like 1 X factor or no X factors? Do I have now 5 people on offense that
Right.
I can run with who is only maybe 1 ability each? But if you're adding something like a post flag or an in out, and with these wide receivers, it could be dangerous, and it could happen fast.
No, I couldn't agree more. And then, speaking of that, the other thing we want to talk about is if you look at this list, you look and see, like, there's a few Bengal players, it's a couple Raiders, and we know with the MVP
I see
version,
3 Raiders in the top list here.
right? And that's the other thing, we had mentioned at the beginning is if you're in the MVP, you're getting 17 team gold packs.
Yep.
And I think you and I had discussed different ways to look and go about choosing, rather than in previous years I'm like, oh, I love the Steelers, I'm taking the Steelers, I'll take all 17 packs.
So do me a favor first, right? Go over to position.
Yeah.
On the right, down below, and click on halfback. I want to show you something here.
Yep.
And then plus filter.
Yep. There you go.
This is your list of 86 plus speed running back.
Wow.
There is only 4 of them.
Wow.
Okay. One of them is the NFL epic Adrian Peterson.
You get for free, by the way. Everybody gets him.
This is a grind.
Yep.
Cam Akers is 88 overall speed. Mostert and Breda right behind.
Wow.
And then DeAndre Swift, who has a lot of skills, as I want to say he's a rookie, right?
Yeah.
And then Cam Akers, I believe, also is. And if you look at their stats, look, this guy's little, Swift, but look at him. Yeah. This guy's a beast. Cam.
Yeah, Cam's numbers are unreal. I mean, he's getting 88 speed, 91 excel. But like you said, he's
89 agility.
Right, and it does sound like with the elusive stick that they're trying to go to for this year, that the agility and elusive back is what they want to kind of put the key on this year. So you're going to want to look for those backs that have the higher agility and higher elusiveness, especially with the speed. So, just looking at this list, that is funny that there's only one running back that has 88 speed to start.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. And so this, to me, is kind of like a hidden gem. So, when we start talking about opening packs and which teams to open and, how to take advantage of that, a card like this is probably him and Mostert and Breda are probably going to be very pricey early on.
I agree.
Because a lot of people aren't really in the know yet. They don't really know who this Cam Akers is. But the fact is right now, fastest running back in MUT.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's funny because, like you said, that's a name that no one's going to know, unless you are a diehard Madden fan and play on Mudhead like we do, to where you find the most random stats.
Right.
And to go back to the 17-team gold packs that we're going to get, it comes down to, you don't want to just take your favorite team.
By the way, real quickly, the Cam Akers and DeAndre Swift, those are both team builders. So I want to say you can actually earn those through solos.
Right. No, I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's accurate. So, and then like you said too, the NFL Epics card, that's an Adrian Peterson that you're going to get. You just get that card. So you just have to grind the solos.
Yep.
Yeah, no. So what we looked at too is, we had broken it down to how many elites are on each team. And we found out that there are, it looks like 9 teams that have 10 or more elites.
Okay.
So with 17 packs, that gives you 9 different teams to choose from with 10 or more. Now, what we also did is we broke it down into the highest overall percentage, meaning that, what is the best percentage of the actual overall that you're going to get from those elites. And that puts the Ravens at number 1. The Ravens, as far as 14 elite players, but then if you want to talk about what we were talking about with the actual overall percentage, the Chiefs are at 84.2 on an average. 84, and you got to think, you're double-digit elites. You have 10 elites, and you have a chance of getting an average of 84.2.
And then if you go back to the other screen of all kind of the players with the speed, the idea now is, how do we take advantage of this? What's the play on opening these packs? Is it to, for someone like myself, right? This is probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to open the 17 packs based on the teams, the elites, and then, of course, the speed, because I don't really want to have to pay for speed on the auction house.
Right.
I'm also going to grind all the solos to get those other cards that aren't going to cost me anything, that are going to be, some of the faster players. So I think it's a good opportunity to take these elite packs or these gold team packs with the opportunity of getting an elite card to really build your coin stack early on, because day one, for the first couple of weeks, these top elite players right here, so you just brought up the Chiefs. So like Mahomes, Hill, Schwartz, all these players are going to be through the roof as far as coins are concerned early on.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is going to be probably the most expensive elite card that we've seen in a long time right out of day one. A lot of people are going to want that Lamar Jackson, but someone like myself that can survive on Escape Artist and Bazooka, I don't run with the quarterback. I mean, I want that guy that's going to hit Tyreek 75 yards downfield, and Mahomes is going to be that guy on day one.
And the thing is if you remember last year during the first release in the first weekend, players, the 88 overalls like Tom Brady, like Justin Tucker, they were going for 100,000 coins.
Right.
We're talking the first weekend, and a lot of players who are grinding and they're opening the level packs and they're getting the platinum card, so they're getting through all the levels as fast as they can. That's where a lot of those coins are being generated from early on. So not only do you want to be grinding the levels, grinding the solos, but take these elite cards that you have an opportunity to get, like Mahomes. And I would honestly, I'd sell early and buy back as it comes down a little bit.
I agree. I was thinking the same thing because we had talked off air about different ways to get coins on day one, and I think one of the main things to do is, like you were saying, is if you can pull these guys out of those NFL packs that they're gifting us for buying the MVP version, and just use that for free coins. Give it a week after the game releases, and then go buy them. You almost
want to wait before you sell them. Till the EA access is over.
Right. I was just going to say when the 10 hours is up.
Yep. Wait till the hours is over and wait till the national, the worldwide release date.
Agreed.
To then really start posting everything on the auction house, because you're going to see the value will jump.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's day one of release. I'd say give it 3 hours after release and then post, because that's when kids are going to have those levels grinded out and they're going to be looking for their favorite players or the highest overall players.
And because by then, by the official launch day, there's going to be a video about how to grind levels quickly, which solo to play is going to get you the most. So by the time that the launch comes, everyone's going to know what to do. Right? They're going to know how, hey, this is how I'm going to build my coin stack early, and then these are the cards I need to go get. Now, mind you, these cards are going to be super expensive.
Right. Yeah, and like they were saying, the Ravens, the Ravens have the most elites, but I'm going to be honest with you here.
They're not great.
No, and this jumps out at me too. Look, one of them is their punter.
One is a punter.
I don't care about my punter and mutt.
Nope.
And the other one's the kicker. And would I love to have Justin Tucker? Yeah, if I pull him, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not buying Justin Tucker. Nope. That's the only way he'll be on my team. I'll take
I'll
a 74.
miss more kicks early on than it matters.
Same. Yeah, so right then they go down to 12 true elites. I mean, the kicker punter, good for them. That's great. But 12 true
And I
elites.
wonder if the numbers in that list also include like the Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, the
Oh,
special
that's true.
players, the Shannon Sharps,
That's
that only came from a certain reward. Yeah, it looks like there are more.
yeah.
Okay, so that doesn't count then.
No, they're on there, but I think it's because I think those will be on top of. So
Right,
yeah,
right. That's on top of.
correct.
Although if you look at it, there's a lot of linemen. I mean, which
Right.
is good. I'm sure Earl Thomas will be a beast early
Oh,
on.
sure, sure. Except they do him dirty with speed too, and that bothers me. He's always slow, and he's not that
Yeah.
slow in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, and then his power is only 79. That's the Legion of Boom, right? Well, didn't he
Right.
knock people's head off? And
At one
because-
point in time.
I know. So the other thing I want to think, this could be a sleeper team here too, a pack to consider for your
let's
your
see it.
17 is the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints.
They have, I think, the most elite cards, right?
Yeah, they are. They have 13. So they're.
Okay.
But
So
if we take the two, if we take the
let's
kicker
look
and
at
the
the
punter
players.
out, yeah. So Michael Thomas, listen, you guys can say what you want about Michael Thomas. I'll take him on day one. I don't
All
care
day.
about. I don't care about the speed. He's going to catch everything.
Everything. He'll probably get, if you can, I don't know. I mean, with the power up, probably get like, some sort of post flag, maybe slot-o-matic, something along those lines. Whatever the new abilities have called, whatever
Right.
they're called,
Right.
he should get some of the best ones.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then, be honest with you, if you use those abilities plus the power up, you can get his speed to probably 85 or 86. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that on day one. The other thing, who I think is always consistent in MUT, and that is Drew Brees. Drew Brees always is consistent because of his just accuracy numbers. They have his accurate, and if you look at it here, like middle accuracy at 85, that's so good on day one. It's ridiculous.
And if you look at through the list, also there's a couple of team builders. I guess every team
Right.
may get two. So what's the speed on Traquan Smith?
Traquan Smith is an 87 speed.
I mean, that's really good. He's high.
Really good.
This kid is good. I've liked him for a while.
I agree.
And the other thing is, if you look at what's Lattimore look like, a Corey Elite Lattimore, this card is generally going to start off very pricey.
86 speed. That's really good.
What's his zone?
His zone coverage is 74.
Okay, and his man is 79.
I believe
agility
his zone's
82.
so.
I don't know.
I don't know
They
why
did
that's
it
so
dirty,
low.
but
They
I
did.
guarantee the card plays better than the numbers.
Right.
know?
Well, here's a. Did you realize we were getting a MUT 21 reward card of Drew Brees? I didn't realize.
I don't know what those are. I mean, that very well could be some rewards or
Right.
whatever they are.
Right. Yeah. So that being said, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day and having a chat with me and everyone
By
that's
the way,
listening.
speaking of time out of my day, it's really time out of your day, my guy. Look at where you're at and look at where I'm at.
Well, that's true. Well, here's what I was telling you earlier: is I'm on my last day of vacation before Madden 21 drops, so I figured why not do this podcast from the beach, and I'm enjoying the weather. Cheers,
to you,
cheers,
sir.
my friend. We got the DPs. I won't put those up, but.
Cheers.
Listen, in all seriousness, Taco, thank you so much. The Madden community loves and respects you, and I'm proud to call you a friend. So thank you for taking.
Same. Thank you.
Oh man, thank you for taking the time. And listen, looking forward to Madden 21. Let's do this.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thanks, guys.